Hashtag no jokes with Eddie Nesta and friends. The refix.
Oh, Merry Christmas! Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, it's top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best.
Oh, Merry Hashtag no jokes. Hashtag no jokes. Hashtag no jokes with Eddie Nesta and friends. The refix.
Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best.
Oh, Merry
Hashtag no jokes.
Hashtag no jokes. Hashtag no jokes with Eddie Nesta and friends. The refix.
Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best.
Hashtag no jokes. Hashtag no jokes. Hashtag no jokes with Eddie Nesta and friends. The refix.
Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best, the best.
Hashtag no jokes with Eddie Nesta and friends. The refix.
Oh, Merry Christmas! Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best.
Oh, Merry
Hashtag no jokes.
Hashtag no jokes. Hashtag no jokes with Eddie Nesta and friends. The refix.
Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best, the best. Sicker than your average podcast. Try to reach a level, but this one is top class. Eddie Nesta, I told you he's the best. The best, the best, the best, the best.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by the choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe. Oh wait,
this is tier 4. Christmas is cancelled. Now piss off.
You're joking. Christmas is cancelled. That's a hashtag no joke.
Greetings to you. How are you? How was it? How was that Christmas that we kind of had but didn't have that we'll ever have? I got to tell you, I come to you as the Grinch today. Yeah, because Batman has had a bad holiday and it's going to come out here. Everybody's going to get it today. Everybody's going to get it. So let me just say to you, if you sat at a Christmas table with anybody that doesn't live in that house, you are guilty. If you had people come around, Auntie Mabel, Uncle Joe, like there's no difference, you are a criminal. Yeah? So all you people talking about how the virus spreading, how you can't do nothing, how you can't do nothing because of you, because you're spreading it. You got people coming around your house. How you know where they've been, who they met, what they done. Yeah, that's right. Season's greetings to you. I'm in that mood. Curtis Walker!
Eddie Nesta, good morning, and welcome. Happy Christmas, celebrations, Kwanzaa, all of the above. And Eddie, I did not have anybody. I did not break the law today, this year. I did not break the law.
You break the law, Curtis. You're telling me of all the people, as a South Londoner, it's just you and that lady I heard singing hymns in the background. I loved it. It's like
well,
my hand.
On the test one is usually my church time, and you've interrupted my church time. So obviously we sing. What were we singing, Eddie? Did you hear it? What were we singing?
No.
Oh, you see?
No, I'm not on that because we had a bad Christmas dinner. My mum is here first time in about, 15 years because I can't get rid of her like you or Mum. I can't get her to come back where she's supposed to be. So she's here. She's blessing the food. That's my job. But all of a sudden, she come take it. It's her job. You get
relegated.
Yeah, I get of course. Not only did she say, but she's praying. And I'm there like the food's getting cold. And
that's
she's
when you
praying.
do the one-eye prayer. When you think, are they going?
Yeah.
They're still going on. You like that?
Yeah. I looked around the table to see if anybody was looking at me, and all my family was in it. Then she just, the only person's name she called was mine. Give Eddie more patience. Make sure Eddie have more understanding. Make Eddie a better. I'm like, there's people around this table that need prayer more than me.
I thought that was just me, because when my mum prays over the table, it's thank you, Jesus, this, thank you, Lord, and Lord. Oh, Curtis. Lord Curtis, please. Like that, at the end of every prayer, my name get called more than Jesus. I'm like, hey, it's supposed to be prayed to Jesus. For me.
That's what I'm just like, please, I pray that you finish so I can eat. Then at the end of it, she sings, bind us together, Lord, bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. I'm like, how can I stop her without killing her?
No, but you know what, Eddie? I was thinking about this over the period. My sisters have gone out, and my mum sat down and regaled the story of her life, things I'd never heard before. And it made me think, I'm going to try and set it up, but I didn't record it. Because that same hymn your mum's singing, there's going to be a Christmas, you're going to wish that somebody would make that sound.
Oh, why are you going there? Why are you going there?
No, because I was going through it with you. I was like, all right, Mum, done it, Mum. All right, like that. But then as you get in your melancholy a bit, you think, boy, there'll be a time when she won't be singing Bind Us Together, Lord. And you'll be singing it, and your children will be looking at you. All right, Dad, done now, done. Bam.
No.
Bam, done,
I won't be singing that. I'll be singing, walk like a champion, talk like a champion. What a piece.
Over the dinner.
That's right.
over the dinner you'll be singing "Walk Like a Champion"?
Don't judge me.
Well,
Don't judge
that's
me.
if Lisa's cooking. The turkey will probably get up and walk like a champion.
That's right. Turkey will be on the table alive. Anyway, sorry. Gobble gobble. Let's get Queen Wakanda. We like her. Wakanda.
Wagwan.
Donna
Hello,
Marie
everyone.
Turner.
Hello.
Greetings. I have the pleasure, Curtis, of waking up with Donna.
Oh, queer.
Queen.
Play
That's nice
your
of you,
cards
bro.
right, Curtis. Play your cards right.
No. He's all right. I've seen it. He don't need to see it. It's
Okay.
all right. First thing in the
Okay.
morning. And you know what the
Oh,
thing is
really?
that women do to other women, right? Because we don't do this, right?
No.
Is he frozen?
She
Yeah,
comes
she's
on,
frozen.
and he says to
Yeah.
her, boss lady says to her, "You look wonderful today." And Donna says, "I just want my eye, the lamp is still in my eye, and you're still at 10." That's it. That's how we like to flow. How was Christmas dinner for you, Donna?
Absolutely fantastic.
You cook?
Of course, yeah.
Mm.
But not just me. Other people cooked.
No, you see, you're a criminal. You're a criminal. I knew that you would be
Who
a criminal.
told
You
you
used to have
that
other
those
people.
excuse? Who told you those people that cook don't live in this house? It's a big house.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
No.
Curtis.
Oh,
No, I am.
Oh,
I am
no.
going
no.
there. I am. Yes, I'm in that mood.
Go
I
there,
am.
Eddie. Go
Yes,
there.
I am.
No,
I'm in that mood.
no.
I'm in that mood.
Go there.
What I found her last night, must have just to say, "How are you, darling? Are you okay?" Just to make sure she's not going to be like all the other women in my life and just ignore the phone. Don't pick it up. I know I said I'd be on the show, but I forgot. Anyway, she said I was in the upstairs kitchen. I said, "Rock one."
Wow.
Upstairs
Now we know
kitchen,
where the
Curtis.
Croydon funds have been going, huh?
Ah, no wonder
That
the cops
Croydon
are
bankrupt. Hold on.
upstairs. Yeah, the definition of being rich is to have two kitchens in your house, apparently.
2 kitchens. Live the dream.
Yeah, well done. We're glad that you can spend a little time with us. And there's somebody else we're glad because he ain't going to be. If I phone him 3 weeks' time, he's going to say Eddie who. I could see that. He's a Hackney boy. You know what I mean? And me and him was cool. He was all right, but I could see where he's going. He's going to be like Idris. Every time I phone Idris now, he must change his number every 4 weeks. Yeah? He's just like, who? What? No. All right. So let's catch this guy before he goes. You know, remember how Richard Blackwood went?
Yeah, I remember.
And when he never want to give you his number, nothing. No. See?
Still doesn't.
He still doesn't. If you're watching, Rich, we got you. We're thinking of you, bruv. Peace be unto you and respect to you. But let me tell you who this guy is, because this guy's got the opposite problem to us. See, I walk down the street and I'm what they call black famous. That means that black people know who we are, but nobody else. This guy is white famous, but I don't know if black people know who he is. So we're going to bless him today, sprinkle some water on his gold teeth and his glasses and his cap. Let's see who we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
Job done and dusted. Today we've picked out some real treats for you on how you can spruce up your home, garden or old items. And we've got some handy tips on showing you how to get creative. And you don't need to be a DIY expert. We've got tips for all levels.
Yeah, tips for all levels. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure to invite onto hashtag no joke, Hackney's finest, Jay Blades. How are you, Jay?
I'm very good. How are you guys?
Rastafari. So Jay, listen.
Yes, sir.
Up now. You're a Hackney, right?
Yeah, Hackney boy. Stone Newington is my manor. Used to be my old manor.
Stokey.
Yeah,
Stokey. Say it properly.
Yeah, Stokey.
Yeah.
Stokey.
You know what Stokey is famous for most? What's the most famous thing in Stokey? I dare you. Let's see if you're ready.
A few things. I'm going to take you back. One of the most famous things that I remember growing up in the 80s must be Colin Roach, what happened to him, and also kind of between Stokey and Dalston is a little road called Sandringham Road. That's quite famous.
Yeah, no, Sandringham Road's famous, but I don't really know Sandringham Road.
Don't go there, Eddie. I know you know Sandringham Road. I know you know.
That's like, okay, they took 2 South London people on there, Jay. That's your equivalent to Railton Road, right? That's what he's talking about, yeah? Front line.
Okay.
Oh, right, yeah.
I would have thought the most famous thing in Stokey them time there was the police station.
Yeah, police station. There's a gentleman. Oh, God, blimey! I tell you who I was speaking to the other day. Mark Braithwaite,
Yes.
DJ Professor Uncle Nuts, was one of the Tottenham Three, and we was reminiscing at 6:30 in the morning. We was just reminiscing of the old days, the blues dances, whole load of different shots, and Stoner and Police came up. I don't know if you remember in the 80s. Remember there was that program Wilcott that showed the black police officer going to. Yeah, Wilcott. Yeah. Walcott. Yeah. Do you remember that program?
Walcott. Yeah. Yes.
And the
George Harris. He was the first black guy. He was the first black guy in Casualty, and I was the second.
Because you were in Walcott, weren't you, Eddie?
1986, he was in it.
And when were you in it?
Jay, carry on. Just carry on. Ignore him.
No, I'm not ignoring.
Jay, carry on.
I'm going to ignore you, sir. I'm going to ignore.
Don't ignore me, bro. Why are you paying attention to me? I've got this. What do you think? What do you think? It's
oh my God! Oh my God!
Yeah, that's all right. That's not bad.
What is
little round top table?
No, I tell you what. It just needs. It looks a bit dry. It needs a bit of oiling or a bit of varnish or something on there just to bring out the natural grain of the wood. But that looks cool. See, Eddie, learn from Curtis. You know what's wrong with you?
Thank you, mate.
Curtis, bring something on it. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
no, Curtis, you showed himself.
I did bring him. Embarrassing. Can I have your autograph? He's one of them. Jay, by the way,
I'm begging the thing. I'm begging it.
I know. I did bring an antique on. Donna's here.
Oh. Is those games we're playing today? We're playing those games this morning or this afternoon.
Take him. I'll take him.
Okay,
so no. Because boss, no, we're not ready for that, and I'm not gonna.
Don't do it, Donna. Don't write to that. Don't write to that.
Take time with Donna. What's wrong with you? Take time, my man.
That's how he is, man. That's how all the women will leave the show.
Yeah.
That's such a low blow, Curtis. That's really even you. Right, so Repair Shop, just one of the many shows that you've done. Because I do read up, you wouldn't think it if you listen to the show.
Eddie, you've got issues with your sound, my brother.
Yeah.
Anyway,
read up. So you got an old gram. I can hear you. Hopefully, bear with us.
Yeah.
Funny enough, next week, Arnold is going to come around and hardwire the system, so we won't have any of these problems in the new year. But here's a picture of an old Blue Spot gram.
Blue Spot gram. Yeah.
That's what you is. Yep. So that's how they gave it to you, was it, Jay?
No. That basically what that is. That's a picture of Mark, the guy that's the expert that fixed it. He basically takes it all apart to make sure all the components are working before he puts it back in its carcass again. And that's basically what all of the experts do. They take everything apart completely and then rebuild it back up. So
where's your before we show you a repaired one, where's your experience for this come from then? Personally?
Well, basically, my experience has come from community work. So I first of all started doing a lot of community work, working in different hard to reach areas with young people, older people, and then funding started drying up, and I said that I needed to continue working with the young people. So I decided to start another charity that taught young people how to restore and revamp old furniture. And because I didn't know anything about it, what I did is I went to the community and asked older members to teach me and teach the young people at the same time. So that's where my love come from. So that's how I got into restoration. I didn't learn it at all, like go to college or anything like that. I basically learned from the old school.
Yeah,
that's good. Because I do think that, you know, with now we live in a kind of microwave world, and the patience to restore, to fix, to paint, to develop. If you look at, I don't know, polishing shoes even, My children just take the thing and rub it on it now. Before you'd have to rub, you'd have to scrub. It's like a microwave world, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That age.
Very disposable world, and I think that rings true with, even like you're saying, I remember as a child, Sunday mornings before we were going to, you'd have to polish your shoes on a Saturday evening. Sit down with the hardback, what was it, kiwi polish.
Yeah, the
having
kiwi
it,
one.
having it.
The one in the round case.
The
That's
little
right.
round thing, and you twist
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And you
Pop
twist
it.
it.
With a cherry on it. Yes.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, to build up
We're
layers.
old.
Build up layers. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking there about your children, and my sons are the same. If they get a mark on their trainers, it's gone. It can't be worn again. That's how I am surviving with trainers, because luckily, one son had size 10, same size. I'm wearing the hell out of them. Wow. You know, that they would throw away 200-pound worth of trainers because it got a mark on it.
Well, me personally,
so
I look after my stuff. Ever since I think I must have been about 11 years old. I had this lovely jumper. My mum did wash it one time, and she shrunk it. And ever since then, I said to my mum, look, don't wash my clothes no more. And I've just been washing and pressing my clothes. I'll give you a joke. Watch this.
We're watching, Jay. He's old school. He's like myself, man. You do for yourself. It's nice.
You talk about throwing away.
What's he bringing? That same T-shirt?
For me, it's all about presentation. So all of my shirts are pressed, folded up. You see the plastic in there, like you get it from the shop. Boom.
Yeah.
One time.
So you put that back in there after every wash?
After every wash, I press it, boom, and it's back, ready to rock and roll. Ready.
Wow. So what about the little pins? You take time to put the little pins back in?
Not the pins, because basically I've got to be able to just open it up and ready to go. That's how I roll.
You're amazing.
So all of my shirts, I've got about 15 of these white ones. They're all pressed, put in the drawer, and then the same with my short sleeve ones. Yeah, I look after my things, big time.
Eddie, go and get one of your shirts, Eddie.
That's what I was going to do. I was just looking around. I was going to go and pick up.
You see, when Eddie's looking for his shirt, he's looking on the floor. He's like this. Well, I have one here somewhere. Well done, Jay. That is impressive.
No, it's got to be done,
impressive, man.
It's got to be done.
Look. That's mine, right? That's mine. It just hangs up in the wardrobe, but it's not ironed. It irons because I put on weight, and when I put on weight, it stretches it, Jay. So it doesn't need to be ironed.
Oh, bless him. And he's trying to take.
Right. I want a picture of the correct. Can we have all the same size, please? Right, let's get on with this thing. Now, let's have a picture of the Blue Scott Graham, fixed, nice, and ready.
Ooh.
Right. Gunnar, tell me about an experience with that thing there. You must have had one in your house. You must have.
Not in my house. No, not in my parents' house, in my grandparents' house.
All right,
and they had it in the front room that nobody ever entered, but that had to be cleaned once a week, that room, and all the ornaments. And I remember the big chunky cream ivory buttons, just kajunk, 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 and then getting told off for it because I had to go back to using the carpet sweeper to clean the rug. Yeah, that's what I remember about grandma.
Carpet sweeper, well done.
Carpet sweeper. Wow.
Jay, give me an experience with that apart from fixing it.
Fixing well. That the experience I have is just being in my mum's house, and every Saturday before you go out to play, you have to clean the whole house. The chores had to be done, and mum will put on the music, and she would always put on a little Millie Jackson or something. She'd watch out for the rude ones because the rude ones are for the older a lot. But I remember listening to a lot of Millie Jackson, Alton Ellis, and just cleaning the whole house. That's the way it was.
It wasn't in our house. Jim Reeves and Perry Como in my house.
But Millie Jackson is a big shout, isn't it? Millie Jackson was very forward thinking, that woman.
Tell me about it.
Amazing. Millie Jackson.
I didn't even know. I'm singing a song and she's talking about logs in my fire, and I'm just singing it like about 9-year-old. I don't even know what she's talking about.
Burning. You better put some logs in that fire. Keep that fire burning. Can you keep the fire burning, girl? Yeah.
I went to see her in concert. She is unbelievably
unbelievable.
Right, really to a different level. No, unlike you, Joe, I came from a Christian household. We didn't have that kind of thing in my house. Yeah, okay. I don't know what kind of home you came from, but we weren't playing that kind of thing in my house. Right, Curtis, come on, give me an experience with the Gram.
With the Gram, I don't know, 6-7 years old. My father and my mum used to have parties every Saturday. It was known as headquarters in the house. And every Saturday as a child, you'd come down and I used to dance for 2 pence and pennies. They'd throw money at me dancing on top of that same gram with Elvis Presley impersonations. And you remember the 7 inches could stack?
Yes, yes.
The 7 inches stack,
Yes,
and they
yes.
dropped down. That was high tech.
That
back
was your
in the day.
That was your playlist. Your playlist.
Yeah, man. And that's my memory of the Saturday night parties and me dancing on top of them and aunties and uncles throwing money to me.
Well,
Do my Elvis impersonation. Is the one for the money? Two for the show. Oh, look at him, fatty, I dance. Wow, fat boy, dance.
You were on top of the gram.
On top of the gram.
Wow.
I was lighter than Eddie. The man had a wood top. Are you saying that they plastic on that one?
I didn't say anything. Jay, can you see? Man is defending and I haven't even said anything. And you just encouraging
I know where you're going.
Donna's just encouraging him. Right. So we used to have the 17, 33, 45, and 78. And they used to stack up, right? But we used to have, I don't know if you guys had the crochet. We used to starch it out. We used to iron the thing so that the crochet thing was on top and a vase or a pineapple.
Doily, that's it. Crochet.
Yes.
Doily.
And you used to have to be careful.
Crochet. His parents couldn't even say crochet, but let's have it in there.
Oh,
well, get the dialing. Go get the dialing.
Oh.
Happy New
But you
Year.
have to be careful with it. You have to be careful with the doily because if you press it too hard, the starch would run through to the iron. So you used to have to be quick.
Did you have iron with water? Because now they got steam iron, isn't it? Well, we just had the hot thing. Plug it in the hot thing.
Plate. Yeah, just the hot plate.
No.
You had water in your. You were rich.
No. Excuse. We never had no steam iron. We used to have a bowl of water next to the ironing, and you take it and you flash it.
I thought it was just in my house. You used to sprinkle it.
Yeah. What do you mean?
What we used to do in later years, we got a kerchief, and we wet the kerchief, and we rinse out the kerchief, put that on top of the clothes, and
Curtis.
Yes, Donna. Yes,
Curtis.
Yeah.
That was the way.
We're really old.
Advanced in my house.
We're really old. So
and now what you do is take it to the local dry cleaner and say,
not in this house. The boss lady, the dry cleaner comes here.
Woo!
Is it more vegan to have the dry cleaner come to your home rather than
clean? Apparently, it saves the environment. Yeah. Talking of the boss lady,
is it more vegan
I haven't
to have the dry cleaning done
said
in
Happy
your house?
New Year to
Happy
people
New Year.
watching this. Please forgive me. I haven't.
But you keep freezing, so that's why you're
Happy New Year, buddy.
Yeah.
Please, I know I can see.
New Year's till
I'm
next
freezing.
week.
So just.
It's not New Year's till next week anyway, is it?
No, but what's going on with the Calabash Pie?
I don't know.
East London.
Bad.
I tried to help him during the session, the man cut me off, but you said it and I heard you.
No, because you were just telling me, this is what Curtis was saying. This is how Curtis said, test the system. Just click it next to your ears and then keep on clicking it and see where the red button comes up. Keep on clicking. I'm like, what are you, a technician now? Man who didn't even know where the camera was before, had to look at it. All of a sudden, he's an expert. He's a foreman. He's a supervisor. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to have you with us. Let's get the boss lady on.
Hey everybody!
Hello, boss lady.
Hello. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas.
You look fantastic, boss lady.
Thank
you look
you.
so good.
Thank you, hello, Jay. Can you hear me?
What did you say, love?
I said hello, Jay. They've got enough love for you here on the comments.
Thank you.
People are saying you're an inspiration and they love your show.
Oh, thank you. No, the show was good. Hopefully, people saw it on Boxing Day. It was a nice show.
They're talking about getting emotional, something to do with dancing.
Is it just me that can't hear properly? Donna, what's it saying?
No, it's everybody, but you're not allowed to say anything. I told you this, Jay.
Jay, be quiet.
Ride it through.
Jay,
I warned you, didn't I?
Jay, just
Okay,
Jay,
with it.
just smile and nod like me and Curtis.
Okay, all right, I get
Can you
it.
hear me? Just go yes if you can hear me.
Yeah.
You're very echoey me.
Okay, and then he says, next week we're going to be perfect, okay? I just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas. Thank you for your messages. Michelle P says, Eddie, you should bring your mum on the show. They love her.
Okay.
Sister Happy says, I miss her mum singing Bind Up Together. Many people didn't have their mums around this year. Caroline says, Donna, tell Eddie that you're priceless. He's calling you an antique.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Right.
Pauline Gale says, Jay is brilliant on the repair shop. Paula Powell says, Jay, you're an inspiration to all of us. Kat says, Swan, Eddie, your washing glow shirt. Donna Henry says, my dad still has his gram in Jamaica and it still works. In fact, many people say their parents still have the gram and it works. Diane says the gram only went on when a special guest came round at Christmas time. And Lynette says, my overarching memory of the records piled one on top of the other and dropping down like today's shuffle.
Yeah, that was the shuffle.
I just want to pick up our sponsors, Andy McCall from a company called SEMA. They do design, engineering and recruitment for defence and the private sectors. And Alison Delaney from Little Bird is a gold standard company helping educational institutions and charities achieve their full potential. Without them, we wouldn't get to have it, so please pick them up. Thank you. Keep your comments coming in. Don't forget to like, hashtag and share, and I'll see you in 20 minutes. Bye-bye.
All right, change that headset again, baby. Change that headset again.
Thank you.
All
Change the headset again. He's wicked now.
No, you have to say on their way out. If you say it in front of them, they're on you. They're on you. Okay. Big up to Andy McCall, man. Thank you so much, Andy. And I said, when I told somebody Jay was coming on, it's overwhelming. But when I said somebody Jay was coming on, that was the first thing she said out of her. He is such an inspiration. And I don't know you that well, but it's obviously that resonates with people. How inspirational you are.
As Eddie said earlier on, it's one of those things where I don't believe in it, but Eddie said it, so I'm just going to echo what he said with regards to white people famous and black people famous. I don't know many people in my community who, the people who know me and they see the show. So I know we don't get many black people up on the repair shop, but when we do, I'm championing it from the background and saying, well, look, this is what we need to do, reference diversity and all that kind of stuff. And fortunately for me, they are listening. So it's nice that people see me as an inspiration. I think there isn't too many people on the TV that look like us and that are not linked to music, sport or comedy. It's a case of I'm kind of breaking the mold in the sense of someone who's just doing something completely different. What I'm in is a world that is normally dominated by white people. Let's just look at it for the realness of what it is. And for me to be the person who is the foreman of that show, the show the other day, I think it got 6.5 million people watching it. It's quite a lot of people watching the show. You know what I mean? So it's
big up yourself, man. Big up yourself.
Thank you. It's one of those things where it's a bit humbling because I've come from a different kind of background. I'm not the norm.
Well, hold on a second, Joe, because I didn't invite you on here to do this. I invited you on to have a good time, to be silly, and to not fix my Wi-Fi properly and all that. But we will. But seeing as that's where we've gone, because there's a book coming out, right? And I think it's important because so much of what we do with, like, this is a very silly show we're having a lifetime, and last week was the same. But actually, a lot of the time we're dealing with really, really tough issues. Can I tell you what I like about you? That you show me that redemption is possible. You've turned your life around from where you were to where you are now. And I'm hoping that when people read that book or when you come and do the one-on-one with me, that we'll get to be able to go into it a little deeper. But it wasn't always this good, was it?
No, life wasn't always this good, I must admit. And sorry for anybody who's come on there to hear jokes and
No.
Eddie having a go at Curtis and Donna. Yeah, but basically, yeah, my life has been really, really interesting. Born and bred in Hackney, and the easiest way to put it is I was very naughty. I mean, very naughty. I won't go into all the details and all that kind of stuff, but
were you a bad boy?
I wouldn't say I was a bad boy. I was probably someone that you wouldn't want to talk to in a dance because I was very hot-headed. So my mum taught me something very early on. I remember I went home once and I got beaten up. And my mum said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, I got into a fight and I got beaten up. She said, "Did you box him first?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, look, next time they have a fight, just box them first. Don't even ask no questions." So ever since that, I must have been about 8 years old when she said that to me. Ever since that, I was known as the kid that if you spoke to me or you said something that I didn't like, I wouldn't necessarily ask you to repeat it again. Boom, I just hit you. So that got me into a lot of trouble, but also got me known within Stokey and kind of Holly Street and places like that, where I was quite notorious. I was, I was quite bad, but not a bad man. And basically, through my life, I realized that at the end of the day, I wasn't going to actually achieve what I wanted to achieve by the age of 30. I wanted to be someone that was making loads of money off of doing naughty behavior. That didn't happen. So then I had to take a turn and took myself to university and realized, I think at the age of 31, that I was dyslexic and didn't have, I had the reading ability of an 11-year-old. So basically I had to learn everything, and I still haven't got the reading down to a T. That's why emails and me don't get on. I've got someone answering those for me. Anybody talks to me, they've got to send me either a voicemail and I'll be able to understand it a lot better. But the path that I've taken, to tell the truth, when I look at it now, someone like me has never been on the BBC. Someone like me shouldn't be fronting a show like what I'm fronting.
Don't say that, brother. Don't say that. Everybody's time.
No, it is my time at this precise moment in time. And I think someone asked me the other day, and I had to really think about this answer. It goes to me, "Are you a trailblazer?" And I said, well, I don't want to answer it in a big-headed way, but the only way I can answer it is this. I'm a trailblazer only because of the people that are behind me. So those are the people that were racist to me. Those are the people that have supported me. Everybody that has added something into this rucksack to get me to where I am now, to be this person who is a social chameleon, able to show empathy to people coming into the repair shop. And I have to show empathy and get them comfortable like that. And that wasn't a sound check from Curtis. It was just me clicking Eddie. Let's not get confused with that. But basically, for someone like me to be where I am, basically, I think I am 150% blessed. And it's because of the community I come from. And community has been Sandringham Road, Stamford Hill, Stoke Newington, Holly Street, Highbury Grove. There's so many people that have made me what I am today. It's unreal.
Okay, so we appreciate you being here. We bring people on here to big them up, batter them as a bit, but also to big them up. So I'm very proud of what you're doing and what you still have yet to do, because I don't think you should ever put limitations. And, one of the things I'm sure, Donna, you'll agree with the community work you do. It's not, what you've done. It's what you're going to do and where you are, and we can all turn it around. I managed to do it as well.
Can I say, I think people like Jay that have a past in terms of community work are all the better for it and all the better at it, because the community resonates with having a past. Somebody put in the chat, we've all got a past. So actually, if he's going to go and speak to a group of young people that are not engaging all their parents, if you ain't coming from where they're coming from, they're not listening to you. You've not lived that life and understand. So Jay, big up yourself every time, because you are an inspiration, 100%. And we need more leaders, whatever you do, but we need more leaders like yourself, because people are tired of the goody two shoes. We want some real people out here that we can resonate with their past and listen to what they're saying. So big up yourself, brother, 100%.
Good to see the gold. Good to see the gold tee. As Ian phoned you to say, I'm that guy. Why you are here? I'm the go-to guy on the BBC. What's that?
Gold teeth, flat cap, glasses,
iron shirt.
Yeah, man, my shirt. Don't forget my shirts, then. Shirts, trousers, everything, suits, everything.
Jay,
up. Nice. Yeah.
Jay, do you walk with a bop too? Do you have the?
I tell you what, I used to know what it is. I tell you what's nice. You see the community. No, I don't walk with a bot, but basically because of the community work, like what you were saying, Donna, because of the community work, you have to go into the police, social service. People used to send me to hotspot areas where you have to strike up a rapport with young people who are doing naughty things. Basically, you have to strike up a rapport in 15 seconds flat and get them to do something positive. So what it is your voice has to have a certain amount of presence. You can't walk with a bop too often because sometimes they might see that as a threat or whatever the case may be. Who does this think he is? But you walk in there and you explain certain things to them, and then bam, they're engaged. I'm very fortunate. I must admit, I'm very fortunate and blessed at the moment that, let's say, the top people at the BBC are willing to sit down and listen to me and talk about what we can do in the next 2-3 years' time. And it is such a fortunate position to be in. And I've got a production company now. Eddie's talking about my book coming out. The book is, wow, is all I can say. The book is a next level team.
I look forward to reading it.
You're gonna get one. Don't worry about look forward to. You're gonna get one, girl. See,
no.
I'm gonna sing a book, man. Don't worry about it.
Eddie, it is a lot.
What's the title of the book, Jay?
The title is called Making It. And basically, it's all about from my childhood, growing up on Kingsnorth Road, and then right up to modern day, leaving out a few bits here and there because I don't want to incriminate no one. I ain't doing that kind of business. But basically, it's the journey of my childhood was beautiful. I remember I was talking to my mum when I was researching this, and I asked my mum, I said, Mum, I never asked you this when I was a kid, but what was the orange peel? Like, remember the orange peel used to be peeled all as one, and they'd be hanging in the kitchen. I was like, what is that? And she said to me, you know what that was? She said, how do you remember that? I said, I remember it because there's a few things I remember. There was that. There was the metal plate we used to have that had it was white and had a blue rim around it. Whenever that
enamel plate, man, enamel plate.
Enamel plate. Whenever that was making noise, it was happy time for me. I knew food was coming, so I get excited. And then the other thing was in my house was this the 50p meter, and I thought it was a magic box because every time it went bing, 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 like that, the 50p would drop, the lights would come on. So I'm thinking, wow, that's a magic box there. But she told me that orange peel was like if you had a sore stomach, she would peel off cut piece and put it in some hot water and you would drink it and what have you. Just going down memory lane was beautiful. But then when I went to secondary school, I went to a school that was predominantly white, and the racism I received there was some next level. But it woke me up big time. But that's all in the book. And I ain't come on to chat about the book. Anyway,
I look forward to it.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to it. Yes. Yeah, we get that. We read that, and then we know your business, and everybody's nice. That's a big part of it, isn't it? Right. Yeah. I want to play you something that I saw that I didn't believe. It's a woman. One of the things that I think is being discarded around the place ridiculously since this COVID thing is the mask. I don't know about you guys, but I see masks on the floor everywhere. But then I saw this. Now, I don't know if I believe it. And you guys are as cynical as me, but we've all done things when we didn't think anybody was watching. Take a look at this.
Oh, I think I know what you're chatting about. Yes. Yeah. Wow.
No
way.
Nastiness.
No way.
What that?
No, man, that's got to be into isn't it?
No,
I don't know. Miss Letty said she was doing some research, and the woman is it's real, and I'm like, it can't be real.
Wow.
I heard it's real. I've seen that a couple of times. And to tell the truth, that is there's some things that people do that they do when they think no one's watching. And the problem with these smartphones, everybody has a camera now that can take a little video. Yeah. But personally, I've seen that on a few pages now, and it is. I think it's true. And nasty.
Real.
Nasty.
Wow.
You can't go to them people's house and eat food, you know. Nasty. Don't know wash them on.
You don't know.
No. Don't say that.
Somebody.
No, don't say that. Curtis has got a dog too.
I've got 2 cats. Curtis.
Just saying.
See how you wicked.
I'm not even rising to that one. My God, Eddie, why?
It's unbelievable. But you know, Donna, can I just tell you this thing, right?
Yeah.
And Jay, you might want to opt out of this one, right? But I'm not surprised as a woman that did that. I've found in my life that women are nastier than men, right? Because no, let me explain.
Donna, I'm
Let me
standing up for you.
explain.
I'm standing up for you, Donna. Seriously. I said, Eddie, you
What
can't
is
come
this
back home.
now?
Let me give you my. If I give
No. Who bring you into the world?
you my
Eddie? It's a
evidence.
woman bring you into the world, you
I-
know. You can't go
No,
there.
I don't mean it like that. I don't
Okay.
mean it like that.
All right.
My dad
All right.
had a part to play in that as well, Jay. Right? I'm
know he
not
did,
Jesus.
but listen.
My,
Hey,
all right. So here's the thing, right?
Sorry, Donna.
Let me explain. Let me explain. All my life I've been putting on events. Let me explain. You know,
You have to let the whole
life
you
I've
hang
been
in
putting
with
on
Jay.
events.
What you learn with Eddie J, what you learn with Eddie is let the whole rope go before you're hanging. Let the rope go. Go on, Eddie.
All right.
Run that rope.
In my life, I've been putting on events, and when I put on events, right, at the end of the night, because I do everything, right, me and Rob or whoever, we do everything. You have the really unpleasant task of cleaning the toilets. Now, you go and you clean the men's toilet. A couple people might miss the seat. It might smell. There might be a couple Guinness on the sink. I've seen things in women's toilets. Let me tell you, it passed anything. So you strike me down if you want to, but I'm telling you about my lived experience. It's like me reading your book and say, Jay, never do that. Don't you ever do that to me again, Jay.
Yeah, no. Eddie, I was just about to tell the children to get my 2 Converse and my bottom ass because I was coming to your house.
But now you know he's right, right, Donna?
No.
Now you know he's right.
My lived experience. So from the age of 9, my mum had a cleaning company. So I've been doing early morning and evening cleaning, right, as a child. And obviously them have toilets. And he's not wrong. He says there's some nasty backside women out there. It's true.
Yeah.
Men will pee on the floor, but sometimes in a
No, we
women's
don't pee
toilet.
on the floor, we miss.
Yeah, whatever. The pee's on the floor. But you see, with some women, oh my goodness! And as a woman, you're like, then all this something, all that get there. Okay. You don't know. So for this one occasion,
okay,
I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to let you get away with that.
Eddie, I'm going to sit down.
Right.
Sorry.
You see, you still got your hot temper. I noticed. I hope you put in the book that you still got your temper back. You stand it up.
You still got it. Yeah. I thought you said you dealt with that temper. Yeah.
I did deal with it.
Come here. When
you're talking about women, like, whoa, don't get me started. Don't get me started. That's one of my biggest downfalls.
But I don't think I know a woman that would pick up the dog poo and then put back on the mask.
No, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
But she's going home to somebody and kissing them as she walks in the door.
Ooh.
Curtis, who is your villain of the year? This has been 1 year. I am. Who's your villain of the year, Curtis?
Villain of the year. Wow. This is hard because I don't want to go into it, but it's got to be the George Floyd and the police officer there.
Derek.
Yeah, would have to be mine.
Yeah. Just
the look in his eyes as he was doing what he was doing. Yeah. I mean, we know this goes on and we knew it happened, but to see that with the social media, the video, as Jay was saying, everybody's got cameras now. Yeah. But when you look in that officer's eyes and you see that kind of, and what? So what? Yeah, in the same time, he's murdering somebody. I don't think there's anything more villainous than that. That was the wickedest thing I've seen this year.
I suppose, Donna, the thing about that is, and funny enough, I was going to try and get pictures up. I was going to try and guess what you lot did. And I saw that picture, and there's one that really hurts where his knees on the neck and you can literally see the face on the floor. But is that a person, Donna, or is that a system?
It is a person who has got that cultural behavior because of a system. So one is not, they're not exclusive from each other at all. The culture of policing, especially by predominant white police force over black communities, is like for like. I sit on a couple of forums and we have police officers from the United States on those forums, and it's the same experience that we have here in London and other places in the UK. So it is a culture. It is part of the white mindset, structural racism, entitlement, all of that stuff that produces individuals over time, like the man who killed George Floyd. So they're not separate at all. They are.
We'll save this for when we get into it again, not today, but I will just put into the conversation that they don't like police in Nigeria, they don't like the police in Jamaica, they don't like the police in Dominica. So what you're describing as an issue to do with race, I think is a system and is a structure. They don't like the police. So we'll come to that because we're going to go into that in a different way. Jay, who's your hero of the year?
I want to deal with the villain first of all, but the villain definitely is the man that murdered George Floyd, basically. And he is a person that's protected by the system. And when the system decides to then outcast these individuals that are taking the kind of law into their own hands, then we will have justice being served across the board. And that's any institution that's out there. Even if you look at football, look at the racism that goes on the pitches, from to the players playing. If the institutions don't reprimand an individual or a football team or their supporters, that's saying it's okay to behave like that. And looking at
Jay,
eyes,
we know it can be dealt with. We know they can deal with it. If every time a police officer in America killed somebody and it went through due process and they were found guilty, if the money came out of the police officer's pension, they would fix it up. They would fix it up. You know, it would be. We know it can be dealt with. The will is not there. We absolutely know that. You know, making me get all serious and whatever. Give me your hero of the year, Jay.
Adult conversations. You're talking to grown people. We're going to have grown people conversations.
It's a big people conversation. And this is things, we're going into 2021. And to tell the honest truth, I remember growing up in the 70s and the racism that I received, it was going on. And it's still to this day. That is still going on. Even when you look at me being dyslexic, not being able to be found out that I'm dyslexic could be said because of the color of my skin, that they didn't identify at that time. They just called me unruly or whatever. But when you're dyslexic, you have different types of learning. So authority is one of those that you kind of come against. But not to get too serious, let me get light up. My hero of the year has to be Marcus Rashford. Sorry, say his name right. The guy done something that he don't need to do. What he did was actually look back and said, you know what, this is how I was brought up. And I don't think anybody else should have to suffer in the same way. I've got the opportunity. Boom, let me put something forward. And that, to me, him taking on the government, him taking on like society, full stop, and just saying this is wrong. People need to be able to eat food. Poverty is not, it isn't right in this country. We're living in England and you're trying to tell me people can't eat food. I was born underneath that. Now I'm fortunate. I'm a football player. I can make some money. Boom, I'm going to do something for the people there. And that, to me, is the hero. I got
to say on that, Donna, you know, as much about what he did as the way he did it. He ain't like me. He didn't get all passionate and ignorant and shouty. It didn't ever become, you know, it's one of the lessons for 2021. It didn't become about the way that I said it. It just became about what Marcus Rashford said. He got the government to turn around twice, you know, in the middle of a pandemic. He, as somebody said, that he brought Boris to his knees. No matter how they tried to go for him, he don't know who his dad is. Why is he buying houses? Why didn't he? He didn't respond to any of that. He just knew he had right on his side, Donna. What a magnificent specimen. And that mother must be incredibly proud, Donna.
Yeah. I was so, like, he was my choice of personality of the year. I think his style of leadership, the way he dealt with the whole situation, he didn't respond. His humility is something that needs to be taught. Like, because he didn't, you know, some people shy away from their past. Like, he didn't like, oh yeah, we were really poor and mum couldn't get together and do. He wasn't, and neither was he like, yeah, we were really poor. He just was like, it happens, isn't it? And this is what, and what I also like about the way he did it, he didn't make it a black thing. So his appeal to turning Boris Johnson around was universal. You had white market stall holders saying, no, I'm standing with Marcus. I want to send my fruit and veg up there. His appeal was to everyone, which I think increasingly we're going to need. So that it's not just like black centric and black specific. His appeal and his understanding of the problem of child poverty, which I know a lot about, was actually for everybody. And that's what we need. Working class people, we want people from where we're from that understand and speak at different places about what the experience is for us, the real experience. So Marcus Rashford, wherever he is, big up yourself, sir. Honestly, he's my personality of the year, 100%.
Yeah, big up.
Anybody even challenge him, Curtis? Because
I was going to go with
Lewis come
Boyega for
really.
me.
Oh, Boyega, right? Okay.
I was going to go with John Boyega, but that I think is because I'm a performer, and I kind of related to a lot of, because I was afraid of the reaction to him, and
he put a lot of money on the line there, didn't he?
He did, and the risk he took there on a financial level, I was just like, wow, amazing for me. But
can I just say something? You know, we're talking about personalities of the year. I would just like to say that whilst the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor are not singular in terms of the Black experience, right?
Yeah.
But I really hope we remember 2020. They were martyrs for the cause. And we've got to, I'm going to put it on the community. They've given their deaths, have given us a chance to have some serious conversations and lockdown. And I just hope people remember that. They're martyrs, man. Their lives were taken. Their lives were taken so that we could have these big people conversations.
But isn't the reality that although those the names are highlighted, but the sad reality is there's thousands.
100%. 100%.
And it's about remembering everybody, because this campaign, or Black Lives Matter campaign, was going years before George Floyd. This gave it such a power and a drive, sadly.
Yeah.
But I think lockdown helped us as a community, as a society, to kind of come together and realize there is so much power in unity and standing together. And I think that's what helped Rashford's journey as well, because it just went global, what he was trying to do. And that was all because of social media as well, because the mainstream media, I don't know if it wasn't lockdown, would have championed that story.
100%.
Was champion. I think
Curtis, I agree with you.
Everybody on Zoom, everybody on Teams, everybody talking about it on their own little personal platform gave it so much heat. And I think lockdown gave us.
Lockdown has forced us to look at our humanity. Lockdown has forced us to look at our humanity.
We wouldn't be here, the four of us, talking were it not for those two events that you've talked about. We've been talking about doing this for years, and here we are. I contacted with you, Jay, and you accepted the call, and I appreciate you coming on, and for people to hear you and know a little bit more about you and what you think. Let me bring on the boss lady and find out what people have been saying, because it's really important part of it.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me better.
Much better.
Thank you. I've taken off the Bluetooth, I've taken on board the comments, and I've stolen my son's earphones, so he's not happy with me.
Okay.
But I'm glad you can hear me. Just reading some of the comments, Nubia says, dyslexia has been an issue for so many of us, talking about your experience, Jay. Anika says, life is a journey, everything you do forms part of who you are. Andrea says, Jake, your destiny and your purpose, it's your time now. Fitzgain says, Hackney has produced some phenomenal people. Big up to the East London Massive. Regarding that video, everybody says when you don't want to know what they say. But the nicest comment is that she's nasty. Jackie says, Eddie, what you doing in woman dialect?
Cleaning it. Cleaning it, because it's nasty.
And in terms of villains, Kevin says Donald Trump is his villain of the year. Dawn Amos says Dominic Cummings, the flagrant disregard for the rules, set the whole tone for lockdown rules.
Well, hold on.
But with them, they're all like pantomime villains, aren't they?
What are they?
How many people have COVID?
You get what you wish for, man.
How many people have COVID because Donald Trump was a denier? How many people? He's just turned down £890 billion package. How many people disregarded the rules and continue to disregard the rules on the basis of Dominic Cummings going and have his eyes tested? So they may well be pantomimes, but they do cost lives and integrity. I think so. Who else Villains and heroes.
Katie Hopkins. They didn't like Katie Hopkins. I can just see in the comments somebody's bigging up Lewis Hamilton as a hero. I mean, the overwhelming hero this year is Marcus Rashford, a young hero to many, the first player to bring all supports together, regardless of what team you support. So proud of this young man. And in terms of villains, George Floyd was the big one up there. Horrific racist murder. His lifeless body is etched across our minds for all time. That's the one. And just one I wanted to put forward is who I was really impressed about is Naomi Osaka. She's the tennis player, not really outspoken, but she showed us that there were different ways that we could protest when she wore the mask of somebody who had been killed by a police officer and hadn't found justice. And she did that by wearing the name of somebody every day when she started to play tennis. So big up to her.
Yeah, the most important thing about that is that she won 7 rounds. She had 7 faces and she won the competition. You get much more attention when you win the competition, don't you? So
Yes.
well done to her. Well done to her.
Hold on.
Right, so we're coming to the end. And just a couple of
Wait there.
Right.
Sorry, I've got someone at my door. The problem is I've got a workshop in the community, and
right.
One minute, I'll be there. And you have people just come in. Sorry, Eddie, go on.
No.
It might be Robbie G. So
I tell you, Robbie opposites way to Father Christmas. Don't let Robbie in your house, honestly. Keep him at the door. He will definitely leave your house with something.
With something. All right. Okay. Sorry about that.
So here's a couple coming up here. Kobe Bryant wasn't mentioned. That was a big one in America, wasn't it? And he inspired the Lakers to win the NBA, wasn't he? Him and his daughter and I think 7 other people. The person who we dedicated a whole show to, Chadwick Boseman.
Of course, yeah.
That was a big one as well. I think that people have lost people. I don't know how we've gone into the main tribute, but we should go into some of the people we've lost this year as well.
Yeah.
We've lost, all of us have probably lost somebody, and my deepest sympathies to everybody who has lost somebody. And we need to keep it moving. We need to make all this make sense. Right. So, just can I see?
Boss lady, can I just say something? I think, Boss lady, if you take yourself down just for a second, because there's a lot of feedback between you two going on the sound, so we're struggling to hear Eddie a little bit.
You play that one for me, please. So there's one.
Here you go.
You got 2 bad men in here, or pretend bad men. And this is how I imagine Donna.
Let me stand up again. You want me to stand up?
No. How tall are you? 6 what?
6'3". 6'3".
Wow.
I'd have to buck in your
height,
chest.
Eddie.
I'd have to buck in your chest.
You'd have to buck him in his knee. That is his knee.
Donna, this is how I imagine that Curtis and Jay would get rid of a mouse from your bathroom.
Okay.
Over there, we collect him from there. Put it on the right. Put that in the first.
Well, just like that.
You ain't wrong, mate. I'm done.
That's too big. I used to little one like that. Where you going with that? Oh, sorry. Right. What character trait are you going to work on, Donna, this year? Because all of us are saying we're going to do this, we're going to be this, and by February, by the 7th of January, we'll finish with it. What are you at least, and I want everybody to get involved in the last 5 minutes of the show, 10 minutes of the show.
Okay.
Tell him you're coming in 7 minutes, Jim.
Yeah.
What are the things, Donna, the personality traits that you are going to work on?
I want to be better at listening, not to respond, but listening to hear. I want to work on that, especially with my children. So not so quick to but actually listen to what I'm being told. And also on a professional basis, I just want to be better at speaking my truth, to be honest. I encourage a lot of it on my community platform, but I think I too need to be
I don't
more
know what you mean by that, though.
What do you mean, speaking my truth? Because some of the things that I want to talk about are quite uncomfortable.
Well, what?
A whole range of things. Finances, sexual abuse, paedophilia, all kind of things.
Well, why don't you tell me, and then when you're on, I promise, because you will hopefully come back on, we'll do whichever one you want will be the subject that we put on. That will be the base subject of that week. Is that
Bring
right?
me on that one as well, Donna. I would like to
lovely.
have those uncomfortable conversations because I've dealt with that stuff in my community work. I love that.
Are you on Facebook, Jay?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
he
on
is.
Facebook, but Eddie's going to hook us up, so we'll do the
No, because I was just going to say because I have a bi-weekly forum, but yeah, because I want to have those conversations. So that's me. I want to have more honest conversations. Take the time to speak my truth. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm with you on
look,
that. I'm with you.
That is fantastic. You do it. Tell everybody where they can find you because people keep asking me.
Yeah, so thank you very much. So you got to add me first because it's the only way I can stream it from Zoom at the moment. Haven't set up a YouTube channel, which is wrong of me. But if you add me, Donna Murray Turner, on Facebook, then when we go live on our H&H Hardo Bread and Horlicks every Tuesday and every Thursday between 8 and 10, then you can join in the discussion. So that's where you'll find me, Donna Murray Turner on Facebook.
Donna, what do you do when the Hardo bread gets a little hard and not so fresh? What do you do to make it fresh?
Put him in the chocolate. Put him in the chocolate. Put him in the hot drink. Put little butter upon him. Put little butter upon him. What do you mean?
Put it in the microwave. You put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. That come like fresh.
Excuse. I'm old school. So it's not everything is good for the microwave. Some things have to eat up by themselves.
Jay, apart from your hot temper, which we've seen today.
Don't let me stop again. But I'll tell you what I'm working on.
What are you working on, Jay?
Right. What I'm working on. The reason why I got a hot temper is because you start talking about women are nasty. That's all it is. Don't stop.
You can't let it go, you know, Eddie. You still can't let it go, you know.
What? Hold on. What did I tell you? When we met up for the rehearsal, what did I say to you, Jay?
You said to me, watch out for Curtis. You never told me watch out for you. That's why I'm standing up. You never said watch out for you. You're the wicked one here, you know. Curtis is all right. Donna's cool. I don't know what you... All right, let me get on to what I'm working on. Your wicked self, you. All right. What I'm going to be working on...
personality trait.
Personality trait.
We'll get to that in a minute.
This is the personality one because basically I've only learnt this the other day and I'm going to build it into my personality, which is basically going to create intergenerational wealth and intergenerational profession. And what that basically means is I went and saw some farmers the other day. I wanted to rent out one of their properties. And I said to them, oh, why don't you sell me the property? They goes, no, we don't sell. Imagine you go to a farmer now. He says, oh, my father was a farmer. His father was a farmer and his father's father was a farmer. That's intergenerational profession. But intergenerational wealth is what I'm trying to build into my personality to create wealth for my grandchildren's children. That's basically it. So that's that me personally. I don't need to change nothing. I only step up Eddie. But apart from that, I'm a cool, calm, collective guy. Yeah. I'm all right. Eddie, he's like this to me. Yeah?
I know, but Jay, the sad thing is, when you eventually see him, you'll realize you didn't have to stand up at all.
I know. I can stay sitting down. As a matter of fact, I can kneel down. But that's what I'm trying to create. Intergenerational wealth.
What you're talking about there, I've just been reading about because I was fascinated by it, and they call it inherited wealth, which means that when you have a parent who then creates a trust fund that's invested for you, and you get it when you're 21, and then you invest it, and that's what Boris Johnson's got. So Boris Johnson's parents sent 4 of them to private school. He went to Eton. Now you don't do that unless you have inherited wealth, because that costs a lot of to send 4 children to private school to Eton and then place them, as they call them in Hackney, topper places there. And that's what we don't do. We don't inherit. We don't kind of invest it so that it can be doubled and quadrupled, and then down the line you have real money. If you have to work, even if you've got a great job, Jay, if you have to work, Curtis, and you'll know this, because when the lockdown came in, you were nice before the lockdown, but actually, if you're not earning the money every week, it's a different thing. You understand what I mean? So that inherited wealth is a fantastic thing. And but you know, when my dad died, I had to pay for his funeral.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of us that is like that. So we have to think about that. We have to think about. That's a great idea, actually. Really,
like
really
what Donna
good
was
idea.
saying. I like the thing about finances, because one of the things I've never had it in my family. I've never had intergenerational wealth. It's like I've always been led to believe it's hand to mouth. You get paid on a Friday, spend it. Or the only time I've heard of intergenerational wealth was partner hand. I'm still a partner hand in Wolverhampton, where you put out your money and you get it like a few months later. But
you still try partner.
Of course, I'm trying partner. I only put £20 a week in it, but that's about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you do with it? What do you do with it? Buy a new shirt?
No.
You don't need to do partner.
I don't need to buy no more new shirts. But I tell you what's nice. There's a program coming out that I've done with a girl that I mentored. And sorry to do this plugging thing, but it's for us, as people. But there's a girl called Leanne from a group called Little Mix, and she'd done something just challenging. She's done a documentary about racism and colorism within the music industry, and she asked me to be part of that as a kind of mentor and stuff like that. But the journey that she's taken has allowed us to create something that is the modern day partner hand. And I'll tell you the honest truth, I'm so proud of it. It's a joke. So I had to say a little something. It's going to come out in January, and then I'll come back on there. But me and Don are going to do something anyway. We're going to talk about finance on the Facebook thing.
We need
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Education is the key. People need to understand money. Understand what finances are, what money is, way before they start to get it. And we need to teach our young people, especially. It's not that this thing that you take and spend, what it does, what it can. It's a big conversation. I look forward to that, Jay.
Definitely. No, I'm on it. As a matter of fact, I'm seeing an investor tomorrow. I'm seeing a guy who's going to give some knowledge. You stay there. I need to. I might be only investing £2, but I'm going to go and see him. I'm going to talk to him. I ain't buying no lottery ticket. I'm going to see what this guy's has to offer. That's what it's all about. Intergenerational wealth. It's got to be done.
Well, if I'd spent less time in a bookie shop, I would have been all right. But, you know, that was a tough time. You go to the bookie shop, you see a lot of small-time investors. You know, I met a guy on the tube who used to come on my show. You know him. His name's Martin Lewis. He's from MoneySavingExpert.com. Now, I'd never met him. I'd only ever talked to him. So I walked up to him because I'd seen him on the tube. So I'm thinking, this brother man is on the tube. He just sold his company for £100 million, but he's sitting on the tube with his headphones on. So I go to him and I can see he's frightened. I said, don't be frightened. My name is Eddie. You speak to me on the radio. And we have a chat. And I could tell you, it's one of the first times I've spoken to somebody, and he sent me a book for my child, which I'll show you guys another time we talk. But he sent me a book. Now, he's produced a book for every single primary school in the country. And it's one of the everybody on the tube was listening to our conversation.
That's right.
Everybody. I just felt it. It's like, because I bet
you that book is not in every school in the country, though, because it's a way of it's a form of oppression. Now let's not get into it now. But,
we won't get into it. It is a form of oppression. I totally agree with you. You keep people. We'll cover that, Donna.
We will, because the back manager is not your friend. It's a business. Understand that. That's right. And then you'll deal with compound interest. So, what can we see you in? Because I want to do it that way. Character traits, and just tell us what you're doing, Jay.
So no, keep it.
You want to bring it? You want to bring him in? Bring him in. Don't get him. Bring him in.
They don't want to. They got something to give me.
All right, go on.
I've got chairs. One minute.
Good. Curtis, what are you working on in terms of a character trait?
With my mic.
Character trait. I don't know. I'm pretty perfect as I stand. Other than the health and the fitness and the weight loss, all of the usual January fit, doing that. I'm going to be writing a lot more. We've got some projects that started off during lockdown that I'm really going to focus on and actually get to finish. Because I started a lot of projects. And I'm not afraid of my computer anymore.
How do we get you to be, and me and all of us, to be ready for the new normal? Because I don't think we're going to go back to normal as it was. But
I hope it doesn't, because I don't. With me, I've been kind of treading water for a number of years and just comfortable. and this has really jarred me and woken me up. And you've got to change. I personally want to change the way I do things and take.
I don't know what that means, Kurt.
Well, I'm going to explain if you let me, Ed. It's up to you.
That's what I think you should work on. That's the part of you.
What, you want me to stand up? Leave him alone. I can hear you chatting to him now. Leave him alone, Eddie, man. Leave him alone. Go on, Curtis.
The man, I don't understand it. I'm talking, man. Yeah? So anyway, just to be a bit more in control of what I'm doing and take responsibility of what I'm doing, rather than relying on other people or afraid to kind of step forward. You know, that kind of fear I feel all the time, not wanting to put myself forward too far. I'm going to kind of try and probably in the background do that, but more unfortunately.
Great.
You understand that, Eddie?
No, but smile and nod. My mum, smile and nod. Just smile and nod.
Apologies for going. What it was is the delivery guy was explaining to me that it bust up the chair. Look how the chair busts up now.
Oh.
Right.
Oh no.
That's like the chairs Miss Lady bought in the house for Christmas. Yeah. Oh right.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
no.
what do you have to?
So he's explaining to me how it busts and
how are you going to fix it?
what's that?
How do you even start?
Well, basically, I've got the back and the. Well, basically, you just got to clear a bit out and then reattach it with glue. But yeah, it's a hard one.
And some dowels. Get some dowels, Jake.
Easy, Curtis. Go on.
Yeah.
Some dowels.
All right, let's not get into it, but get some dowels and you'll make that kind of connection work.
He's the biggest bulldozer in the world. Right. We've come to the boss lady is the one.
I know. Jay, I do woodwork as a hobby. I do woodwork as a hobby. Eddie doesn't like that because he can't do nothing with. He can't even clean.
Oh, he can.
Sorry, boss lady.
I've got to defend. He can.
He's got to defend. Yeah, got to.
Just a few traits that people need to work on. Most people said patience. Marie says be more patient. Michelle Ward says respond, not react. Annie says my patience and calling people out when they are wrong. Jenny Grant says to take deep breaths before I blast people with my not so nice words. Sharon James says think longer before I respond to certain issues. And Yvonne says think about the consequences of my words on others. And Patricia says I would like to be less tolerant.
Yeah, I like that one. Less tolerant. Yeah.
And in terms of wealth, Diane says generational wealth, make money work for you, not you work for money. And Grace says financial education is what's needed, which is what you were saying, Donna and Jay. Many people agreeing with that. Just want to thank everybody for their comments. Please don't forget to like, hashtag and share. And big up our sponsors, Andy McCall and Alison Delaney from Little Bird. Please give them a shout out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, boss lady.
Happy New Year to everyone, and happy New
Year,
Lisa.
when it comes.
Thank you too. See you all in 2021. Bye bye.
Before you go, boss lady, hello. Excuse.
Okay.
Where is my extra large no joke t-shirt? Because I come in here very regular and I don't have one as yet, and I can buy it if it's a problem, but I can't be in 21 and I don't have my size.
Don't worry, Donna. I've been here for all the time and I've just received this one.
So I'm saying,
and I had to buy it.
No, you didn't.
Sorry, wasn't I supposed to say that?
No. We'll have one for you, Donna. We're making it specially for you. We're going to have the Wakanda sign on there too.
Does she mean make it especially for me because
No, the size.
No,
she said the size is so big they have to specially make it. They sent it off to a little village. In fact, Jay's going to be working on it today. After he finishes the chair, he's got a team of people in the little warehouse in the farmhouse, and they're working on yours, Donna. Don't worry, it's super.
Donna, there is no words in my mouth. That's not what I said. You know I love you dearly. No, that's not.
I've always wanted to be part of a community project, but who knew it would be an item of clothing? I mean, this is a lot of things. Thank you, boss lady. I look
Oh,
forward to it. I look
strength.
forward to it.
Me too.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Well, I don't know.
I just want to say, listen.
we-
Eddie, before you jump in, Eddie, I'm begging you. Listen, I love doing this. Yeah. So, however we can do some more of this, I beg you. I'm just asking nicely, Eddie. I know I stood up a couple of times, but listen, it's only joke.
Don't apologize.
I want to come back, Donna. I want to do something with you. Seriously, we've got to come back, man.
100%.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Listen, we want to say thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? You know, you are an inspiration clearly, and you're very good at what you do. So keep it. And you know, us Hackney boys, you know what I mean? We are for big of Hackney boys. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
might
Thank
need
you,
to stay
everybody.
away.
Great to see you.
Yeah. Stay away from Raymond and Fifth Avenue. He's a South London and he's a wrong one, you know? He's a wrong
I
one.
tell you what, he's not a wronger. If you listen to this, he's not a wronger. He plugged the
Somebody
show.
will tell
He
him.
plugged
I
this
promise
today.
you.
He's
Somebody
not
will
a
tell
wronger.
him.
What Ray's doing is really good. I like the situation that he had on today. And basically, the beauty for me is this: during 2020, our community has become stronger and become more together. And I think in 2021, what we need to do is start being more strategic and intelligent with the steps that we take forward. And basically, that's what we need to do. Support each other to move as we can move as one. Forget all of this kind of like small animal, whatever, or east, west, north, and south. We are all as one, and we want the same thing. We want our children not to go through the same stuff. Like in the 70s, I can't believe that we're still going through the same stuff I went through in the 70s. Come on, man. Really?
Yeah.
2020. Man like me had, 7 shows I filmed for the BBC this year. And you're trying to tell me that there's still racism that we're dealing with.
Well,
Wow.
yeah.
Like, really?
Nah.
Come on.
Powerful
So us as a
statement. Jay.
community,
Well,
leaders,
Jay.
whatever, we need to
Powerful
move
statement.
forward. We need to move forward
Nah,
together.
man. Jay for
Stand
Prime
up.
Minister and these things. Jay for Prime Minister. This is
No,
what's
we
going
need
to
to
be
move
happening.
forward.
Yeah.
So anyhow I can be part of anything, that's me. The only reason why I'm on TV is to influence people I'm never going to meet. And it's basically meaning that everything I do is bigger than me. So if I'm a black geezer, gold tooth, I'm fronting the BBC show. Come on, man. How can I not speak to my community and tell people this is what I'm all about? The reality is I'm from the mud.
Bear shots.
Yeah.
Jay, stick with me. I'm gonna make you black.
Yeah, I know you're gonna make me a
Don't do
superstar.
it, Jay. Don't do it, Jay.
God bless you, my
Don't
brother.
do it, Jay.
Look after yourself. Good luck with that chair. Happy New Year to you. Well done, Jay. Thank you. God bless you, brother.
Thank you. No
God
problem.
bless, brother. Nice to meet you. What a lovely man.
Yeah, it's
Lovely, man.
You know how many people just didn't answer the phone this week?
I
Jay,
can imagine when
I
you
had Jay lined up, but it's only because we got an intermediary, Nicole, who's been, bless her. I mean, she didn't really tell him the truth. Now he's going to be phoning me and cussing, man. It's going to be in the paper tomorrow. Jay Blake said. No, but I mean, he's upward and he's onward, you know, and it's a pleasure to have him.
Beautiful.
So let's make a deal now, right? Look, you know, we've got Curtis. Donna's become a regular, and certainly we want to get as many people on as possible. We want ideas from me. You heard Donna, and Donna, let me just speak to you directly. You know, some of those issues I've heard you deal with, you know, particularly the abuse one, I have to get to. I just want to get to it in the right way. You know, I'm reading a book at the minute, and if I get that person on in that way, then that will take it to a whole different level. There are lots and lots of things that we didn't think used to happen that did clearly happen. We need to address them so that we can stop our children from going through them. I love what you do. We've come to know each other a little bit this year. Please keep on Wakanda. As I said, you came to our attention while we were doing this for your work in Croydon. So thank you so much for coming on. My love for you and the children. And our
Happy New Year, Curtis.
Love to you. Happy New Year, my darling.
See you later.
Thank you very much, Anna. God bless you.
Nice show, Eddie. Nice.
And now you. I can't think of anything nice to say to you.
Well, don't. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything. I think that's the statement, isn't it?
I'm struggling to say anything nice to you.
I could got something nice to say about you. You've made a great choice in wife.
You're wrong. You're gonna make me use the language I don't want to use.
Don't make me stand up. Don't make me stand up.
No. Listen, Kurt. We've got to make it. We've got to make it work, mate. Otherwise, I think we sat down and we thought it would just work. It's not a meritocracy. I think we've got to put some work in. I think we've got to make some strategic moves, align ourselves to some things. Well done to you, mate. I appreciate you coming onto the show and doing what you do. And hopefully in 2021 we can both send our parents back to their respective homes so that we can miss them. God bless you, bro. Well done. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Annie. So there you go. No joke ends this year. Well, we'll be back next week. Kurt, we wouldn't be able to be back if it wasn't for Seema and Andy and Little Bird and Alison. They've come, they've supported it. I think Andy's watched it every week. Alison's come on board. Gillian, I always say, Jill, thank you very much for starting it off. And everybody's put a t-shirt, everybody's put £2, £1 in the thing. We appreciate it. We are open up. I think if you look back at where we started and where we are now, we've come a long way. But clearly we got technical issues that we need to address, and certainly Arnold, Mr. Shillingford, hopefully is going to come and help me address some of them for next week. But we do need help. We do need support. Otherwise, it makes it difficult. We can attract people like Jay and others that we've got on the list to come on. So we'll be back here next week, God spare our lives. But if there's anywhere that you can see fit to helping us, then I would truly appreciate it. It's always difficult doing this because I come off and I always think I've forgotten somebody or something. If we can work it out, then I'll pop up hopefully on Lewis's thing tonight. Lewis is on from 4 till 7, the legendary mastermind. We've got somewhere where I'm going to look slim with Countryman, Fat Man, or Fats ONO as he's rebranded himself, and Touch Tea at the spot tomorrow. That would be competitive and horrible as you can imagine, and we'll be under the juice. I'm going to bring Kat with me to that, so we'll have a good part. I'm not going to anybody's house, by the way. Just be clear. I'm not Kate Burley. I'm not going to get sacked or suspended from my show. I'm in my house, yeah? Right. I just want to make that clear. Thank you very much to the media mafia, all the executive producers. Tamika has just joined that list along with Robbie, but they're not getting on. They got some previous history from EastEnders, apparently. Thank you very much to Naya, to Steph. Big thank you to Boss Lady, because without her pressing the buttons, it just, I promise you, it would not happen at all. Do me a favor and go and follow her doing her I don't know what it's called, but certainly the people that have messaged me, they aren't looking at the food. It's called Boss Lady's Kitchen on Instagram. Check it out if you want to know how to make vegan foolishness, as I call it. So it's just left for me to say I wish you well. I've started writing poetry this year, and we've got some interest in the podcast, and I'd love to take it to other places, but we need your support. Spread the word, tell everybody. God bless you. I wish you the best. I wish you just try and do one thing. If we all try and do one thing, because we're dip on level 4, I think more's to come. It's tough times. It is tough times, particularly mentally. I think lots of us are feeling it. So if we can offer you any help, if there's a subject that you think we should be dealing with, I can't promise you, but why don't you just recommend that we do it? Yeah. Look after yourself. Okay. You can be who you want to be, do what you want to do. The only limit to what you can achieve are the limits of your own imagination. Big up 2021. Come on.